When spring arrives in the United States, a battle between warm and cold air masses erupts across the plains. For storm chasers, this battle signals the hunt is on, as the clashing turbulence of warm and cold air aloft can trigger monsters to rise up from below. Some years are slower than others, with only a handful of good events. However, there are also the years that exceed anyone's expectations. When the chase season begins, it often starts out slow, with only a few transient thunderstorms. But 2022 started off with a bang. On March 5th, an enhanced risk was issued by the Storm Prediction Center as a volatile environment was evident across much of the Midwest.
There's one right above us. It's getting crazy.
Wow, 100 yards to my right, holy cow. That one was literally 100 yards away. The other one was right on top of me. Along with the lightning, whoa, that one was right above me. Straight line winds upwards of 60 and even 80 miles per hour bulldozed across the region. Jesus, just up to 60. The whole inside of that door is drenched. This cluster of storms even managed to produce a brief EF1 tornado with estimated winds of 96 miles per hour. It's unusual for such a powerful storm to push through this area so early in the season, and it would be a while before another major storm would move through. But down in Florida, the abundance of Gulf moisture and warm temperatures provides plenty of fuel for thunderstorms. On March 24th, this beautiful backlit shelf cloud dazzled beachgoers as it floated across the coast. The lack of precipitation allowed for a view miles into the heart of the storm, along with providing perfect conditions for stunning storm photography. Throughout April, severe weather activity was almost non-existent in the upper Midwest, a trend which continued into early May.
Sure would be nice if that storm didn't have all these low-level clouds blocking it, if it was a little bit closer, so that we could actually get a nice lightning time-lapse.
You see that storm behind me? That's what I call a lame storm. However, you don't always need storms to see something spectacular. On May 15th, people across the globe were treated to a stunning total lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes through the shadow of the Earth. As the moon passes through Earth's shadow, it's only illuminated by long wavelengths of light, resulting in a breathtaking but ominous deep red glow.
I'm not gonna go in too far because I don't want to get
Yeah, it looks a little muddy.
stuck.
Towards the end of May, a few rounds of severe weather managed to slip past the Illinois border. This storm was able to produce a weak tornado.
It's ominous looking, that's for sure.
But lacking instability meant the cell quickly died out as it moved to the north.
That's our participation award. Rainy shelf cloud.
May 31st presented yet another promising storm developing in southern Wisconsin. But again, it quickly died out as it moved to the north.
Alright, yeah, we're done. We're gonna go back. The storm is not gonna give us anything.
The lack of photogenic storm activity during the spring was a big letdown for many chasers. Fortunately, June was quickly approaching. And chasers up here know June is typically when storm season starts to heat up. June 11th seemed like a typical summer day, as the Storm Prediction Center had only issued a general thunderstorm risk.
Well, we got a little pulse storm here. Certainly better than no storms at all, like we've had this season. But
In the late afternoon, a few small single-celled storms had managed to develop, and these storms had started the process of backbuilding. This process occurs when new storms develop upstream from one another. In some cases, backbuilding storms can pose a serious hazard as they tend to train over the same area for long periods of time.
almost looks like a downburst in there.
And that danger is amplified when they develop into one of the strongest storm modes on Earth, a supercell. Supercells are defined by their deep, persistently rotating updrafts, which enable them to produce all forms of severe weather.
Severe thunderstorm warning now.
As this storm approached, two areas of cyclonic rotation became more defined.
It looks like it's wrapping up right there. And also right there. It is trying to come down.
Seeing the process for tornado formation had began, I pushed deeper below the storm, hoping for an up-close view.
All right, we have a supercell right on top of us. We are right in the bear's cage, which means we're right in the area below the mesocyclone. So everything, all the sky above us is rotating. And at any second, this thing can put down a tornado.
Oh, big hail. Oh, here it comes. Oh, yeah. Rotating right up there.
Strong outflow winds prevented this storm from producing a tornado, but it was having no problem producing large hail.
Alright. Clear a little bit. We're starting to get out. Before the storm is behind us. Wow. Never expected to see that today. But, whew.
After over an hour of dumping golf ball-sized hail in the same spot, this storm finally started to dissipate.
Look at all the leaves this hail just ripped to shreds.
Yep. That'll mess up your car pretty good. Good thing got out of here before this all started coming down. I'm gonna join the club of dented cars.
The aftermath revealed anything left outdoors without proper protection had been damaged or destroyed. While everyone else was cleaning up from the siege of hail, I was off to see some of the wonders across the Atlantic. By the time I returned, the historical peak for severe weather in Wisconsin had passed. But another active stretch seemed to be ramping up. In early July, a ring of fire setup was in play across the upper Midwest. Ring of fire setups occur when severe weather systems are forced up and over a mass of warm high pressure. And given the timing of this setup, it seemed like Mother Nature was gonna steal the show for the 4th of July.
Oh my god. Look at that base. Massive HP supercell right in front of us. We gotta be really careful on this, because this storm means business. Alright, crazy. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna set up for time lapse. Get this.
As this storm approached, the rear flank downdraft began to coil more and more around the storm's updraft base, indicating that any rotation may be starting to speed up, and tornado genesis could be imminent.
That is just unreal. Okay, there's the RFD clear slot cutting in. And we're getting close to being right under the base. We gotta move like right now because those rain curtains, I don't want to know what's hiding behind that. Trying to tighten up right in there. And here it comes right over the field. Oh, we're pushing it. Pushing it too close. Getting too close. Crazy HP. We are gonna have a hard time getting a view of anything in there unless we push right into the bear's cage.
Fortunately for the residents out here, this storm wasn't able to drop a tornado. And the amazing structure made sure the chasers didn't go home empty-handed.
This is an incredible storm, and I picked a good spot to watch it from because if a tornado warning is issued, I'll know really quick.
The following day, severe weather continued its rampage through the upper Midwest, this time in Illinois. But heavy precipitation and rush hour traffic kept me far out of play for the day. July 4th and 5th seemed to be the extent of severe weather for the next few weeks. However, other storms were on the way, but they were coming from an unlikely source. On July 7th, geomagnetic storm activity allowed for a rare and vibrant display of the aurora borealis throughout the northern United States.
That little green band right there, that's the auroras. And that's the auroras. See them dancing. Of course, the bugs are still going insane, but it's worth it. Wow, can't believe that.
For over an hour, the auroras danced across the horizon, and for the first time, I could actually see the lights with my own eyes.
Wow, that's incredible. You can just barely see them with the naked eye, but on video, they pop like crazy.
This night was truly something special, but it also showed one of the most dangerous parts of chasing. When you're on the road so often, it's not unusual to stumble upon tons of little critters just trying to cross the road. But other times,
Deer. Jesus.
these little critters might just stumble into you. Fortunately, I walked away unharmed, and the damage to my car wasn't as bad as it could have been. Along with that good news, no major severe weather events happened while my car was in the shop. And just a few days after getting the 4Runner back, I hit the road again as Mother Nature welcomed me back into the chase. July 23rd was shaping up to be a day where anything could happen, with 2 rounds of storms possible. By the early afternoon, severe thunderstorm watches were issued as a squall line with a history of tornadoes and powerful straight-line winds was moving into the region.
In the severe thunderstorm warning, this thing's going to be on us in a few minutes, so I think this is going to be our spot.
You can see our shuff cloud over there.
It's coming, slowly but surely. All right, we have heavy rain coming. We don't have a lot of time.
Here it comes, it's passing overhead. You can see the crazy blue color of the hail core. As this storm passed overhead, powerful winds upwards of 70 miles per hour raced across the countryside. Not wanting to fall behind the storm, I raced south, while carefully watching for falling hazards posed by the towering trees overhead. The traffic this storm slowed down made it almost impossible for me to get back ahead of it, but it wouldn't be long before round 2 started to erupt.
I've never seen a lightning display this vibrant.
A little tornado warning just popped up on radar about 10 minutes away, so might as well go for it. Not wanting to blindly plow below the dark, murky bear's cage, I opted to move east and let the storm slowly come to me. But the marginal environment meant this storm wasn't long for the world.
I think we're going to start heading back soon. This storm is not doing much.
As summer started to fade, chaseable storm activity started to become more and more sparse. This late August beast had some weak rotation on radar, but it was quickly undercut by cold outflow. In September, it's not unusual to see a few rounds of thunderstorms, as cool fall air begins to trickle down into lingering summer air masses.
Oh yeah, hail. Going south. Same strategy as last year. This time we're going to get clobbered by it, because we're not as far south as the last time, so we don't have that head start. Bouncing off the mirror.
As these storms moved into Illinois, they'd organize into a decent supercell. But 5 days later, a much more powerful line of storms would march into Wisconsin.
Here we go. That's a spot. Winds are whipping. Holy crap. Yeah, blast out there. Might be time to get out of here.
That was a good little hour long chase. Now take me home.
Usually by October, my chase season is completely wrapped up, and residents around here start to focus on the rapidly approaching winter. This mindset can cause folks to not pay full attention to the forecast. Combine that mindset with a surprise tornado outbreak sneaking into the region, and you've got a recipe for trouble.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's a big old storm base right there. Let's see, is it gonna drop something? Textbook wall cloud on that. I'm gonna put in a report.
As this storm moved to the north, it displayed textbook supercell structure with a well-defined RFD cut, wall cloud, and a funnel starting to reach towards the Earth.
Strong RFD. Strong RFD. Strong rear flank downdraft. Holy crap, that is whipping. Let's get in.
There's the RFD cut up there. And there's the tornado right at the end of that. It's so rate rapid.
In total, 7 tornadoes touched down during this surprise outbreak, some of which struck heavily populated areas. Luckily, all of them were EF0s. No injuries or fatalities were reported. Throughout early November, the fall severe weather streak continued.
Oh, there's our storm.
This mean elevated storm was cooking up a wicked lightning barrage just beyond the horizon.
But we gotta go. That's why. There's lightning all around us.
Along with the lightning, lowered freezing levels helped this storm churn out a solid serving of hail.
Got about an inch diameter stone here. Good size.
The next day, just a few miles down the road, I'd capture something that most people never get to see up close. As this storm approached, broad rotation was evident on radar.
If there was something, that would have been it.
However, heavy rain obscured any view of the storm's base. While repositioning to the north, the rain cleared, revealing the area of interest was much closer than I initially thought.
Looks like we might have a funnel. That would be it, if it was anything.
Directly under the storm's base, I captured a rare view of a weak funnel twisting directly overhead.
Spinning. Look at that. The whole thing is rotating.
In total, I went on 25 chases throughout 2022. And out of those, I chased 10 events that I'd consider notable. Most chasers consider 2022 to be another mediocre year due to the lack of photogenic tornado activity. And while that can certainly be disheartening for us chasers, I always like to remind myself this. Out here, there's so much more to see than just the tornadoes. After all, each storm you chase is truly one of a kind. And if you only focus on the tornadoes, it's easy to miss all the other wonders that occur within our energetic atmosphere. Thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see what lies ahead in 2023.